Who wants to recap last week for inspiration?
I'll do it because I might need that in a minute. Having previously released the slaves through the open door and out the bridge, we decided to finish checking the top level, the only level of this temple that was still out of the water. And we found a couple more rooms, but nobody in any of them. We found another armory and kind of a supply area where we kind of cobbled everything together and dragged it out of the temple. Um, we went and took a long rest on the shore, watching as much as we could of the spire, while Lucky and Dasani went back to Saltmarsh to retrieve or purchase some more diamonds. That money should be already deducted from the hoard.
Mm.
And then the next day, we attempted to make our way back in. We tried going through. I think we went around the back first, and that was a nightmare, as there were an absolute ton of armored sharks and Sahaugen waiting for us. So we went around back to the entrance we used the first time, through the kind of not really intended to be an entrance, apparently. And that had been purposefully collapsed, so that didn't work. So we went back up the bridge, kind of knocked on the door, and then knocked the door down. And eventually, after fighting off a little bit of the Sahaugen forces, we were able to convince one of them to go get their priestess Thadra.
Mhm.
And there was a little bit of a question of whether or not we would be allowed to have weapons and everything with us. The answer, of course, was no. And I think that's about where we ended.
Pretty much. We ended just about the point where the priestess, a Sahaugen in fine robes and wielding a long staff that is decorated with spiraling shark's teeth down its shaft, is accompanied by two very large, what appear almost to be guardians. However, one of them is wearing a crown of sorts made of shells and stone. Um, Also wearing some finer apparel, brighter colors, uh, in and less scrappy. The two stand behind the priestess, who comes close to the gate where you all stand and appears to be examining all of you.
Well,
And hmm?
sorry. I was gonna say if she's approaching the gate, I'm just gonna reach over, give Zasho a pat on the shoulder, and cast Enhance ability to give him advantage on those charisma checks. Good luck. You got this.
Thank you.
You see her gaze linger somewhat after you cast that spell. And then speaking in a fashion, and she is understood by all who hear her. She says, "Why have you returned?"
We have returned because we have not completed our initial reason for coming here. We are under contract with a conglomerate of races from the area to determine the threat that the Sahaugen presence here in this temple poses to the surrounding nations. The information that we have received while we have been here has raised concerns that there might be something not immediately apparent going on, and so we are here hoping to understand what is going on so we can determine an actual threat. We would also, if possible, consider discussing a withdrawal of your forces from this temple if you would be willing to discuss such a thing, if it would seem that the forces arrayed against you are sufficient to potentially drive you from the area.
She and the Sahaugen behind her, her apparent guardian, both bear sharp teeth in wicked grins, and she tells you simply, "More will come. More of us to devour more of you. An alliance does not scare us. We have the power of Seklah behind us."
With all due deference to your deity, we are 6. 7. We are 7. I forgot about Lucky. I, Ted, forgot about Lucky. We are 7, and, well, we have put a serious pile of bodies behind us. We have taken and released we have released the slaves that you had toiling here on these upper levels. I don't say this as any sort of intimidation factor. I'm simply stating the simple facts. There are at least 1, 2, 3, potentially more nations arrayed against you. The Triton that we met, Triton or Sea Elf? I can't remember what he was now. The gentleman we met in your prisons on the way in, does he still live? Triton.
It was a trident.
Yeah, I remember.
He has been devoured.
So 4 nations then.
You have slaughtered not yet a third of our number. And yet our capital intends on feeding us more troops. We fear no Lakatha, no merfolk, fleshy landwalkers.
Interesting. As I said, nothing about the nations arrayed against you in specific, simply the number. Your sources are impressive. I must say that even with the addition of troops coming from your capital, that's the word you used, your attacks on the Sea Princes have also not gone unnoticed. The deck wizard, now past, that you captured, but I suppose did not even see fit to devour, represents a further possibility to array against you. Now, I understand that you believe in the righteousness of your cause, I suppose. However, if there is nothing that can convince you, at the very least, to leave this particular facility and return it to its previous inhabitants, perhaps, at the very least, some... Not even a third. Forgive me, I'm not entirely sure what it is you hope to gain by holding this facility.
Hunting grounds. Your people make fine meals, and they put themselves on such clever vessels right over our lands.
I see. And you are convinced enough of your strength that the fact that multiple peoples would combine against you means nothing.
Sakala would not have offered an avatar to this temple were we not fit for its power.
I will assume then that you are not referring to the Baron, and I will gesture over to the shield that Krellick is holding, given that his fighting skills were insufficient.
Several of the other Sahaugan, the males among the number, begin to shift uncomfortably and uneasily, but she does not waver. And she says, Kepmek would have been a hero were he to live to see your fall. But we have others. We offer you your lives to warn your city, if you wish.
I appreciate the gesture, but you understand that you don't really offer... Your offer rings somewhat hollow when you have largely no control over us leaving, even. We, like I said, came here to determine how much of a threat that this place posed, and while I admit being able to sink this particular facility beneath the waves is marginally impressive. No, it is impressive, let's be fair. I don't see how, if so many of you have fallen to us few, you think you can stand against any actual military force.
She looks at Yop and Krellick and says to them, "Do other hardbacks travel in your region with your armies?"
Krellick will look to Yop. What she's asking? What is she asking us?
Sounds like she's fishing for information about the forces that are allied against her.
I don't know if there's any more Archon coming, but I don't think that we need more. I'm gonna pull out the abacus, and then I rack my Sahaugen kills alone, which is 25-ish or so, 25, 28. I've already got a bunch of your number on here. I could add more if you want.
Seems like you all have your hands full already.
You know, I admit your powers might be powerful in sinking this place, but your army sure isn't, considering how much he killed. And I kind of nod my head towards Krellick.
She doesn't say anything, just grins.
Why don't you bring out this avatar you talking about? Maybe we see how strong you really are.
She says nothing and walks away. And the portcullis begins to raise.
I would like to back up. Well, we can either leave now or we can do more of this.
Am I able to, as the portcullis is raising, am I able to just step next to Yop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Staying put then. Okay. I will go ahead and dismiss Wetzel as I am backing up.
I know this is pretty out of character for me, but I don't think we should stay.
I second that. Let's get out of here.
Oh, of course.
We got a job to do.
Well, technically the job is done. We know there are approximately 100 Sahaugen in this temple, plus whatever this avatar is, plus the sharks. We know that 2/3 of this temple is currently underwater, which the human forces will be able to do nothing to assist with, so...
We've got a full map of the first floor of the lair.
We do. We don't have a map of the second and third levels, but frankly, I think our lizard folk friends should be able to describe that, as it looks like Sahaugen have largely covered over, but not necessarily dug fresh corridors. I'm sorry, should we be having this conversation on the move, or are we going to stay?
Oh, I thought we're staying, because I wasn't moving.
Dasani, it's your turn. You're the decisionist. You make your move.
I say we dash out of here. Who's with me?
Your call.
Yeah, I think she means you're up in initiative.
I say we run. We got what we need.
So then run.
See. Where I can't see anything still. I mean, I see my circle. I see everybody, but I don't know which direction to be going.
This way is the exit.
Let's go that way. Boop. Oh, I can move
Outside. It's sunny.
Heyo.
Mm-hmm.
I only see a little circle of me, but that's cool.
That's okay. You just have the great bridge that goes back towards the beach this way.
Cool. I don't know how far I can go.
You're good. You can just be on your way. 1,
Yeah.
2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. That's your dash. Lauren?
Okay. I'm gonna step over here, get slightly better range. Excuse me, squeeze between Yop and Krellick so I can see things. And then I'm going to cast Spike Growth on the ground, or originating from like the furthest point I can see. And then I'm gonna run away.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Okay. The gigantic Sahaugen do not move. They are awaiting the gate to open. And it is opened on this turn. That is that action. And then Krellick, it is your turn.
Fuck. Okay. 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 I will take the dodge action. Hold plant the shield in front in a defensive manner. And I will I'll shout always really leaving. You ever think that maybe they lying? That'll be my turn. I will hold the line for others to retreat. That's my intention anyway.
Okay. Lucky's gonna run after Dasani. 1, 2, 3. Oh, these guys shouldn't be here. They're not supposed to be here. Yeah, it's your turn.
Actually, could I use my second wind as a bonus action on my turn?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yop, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. I will. Cast Grease. Right there.
Okay.
And oops, that's the wrong thing. Betty will back up to here. I'll back up to here. Come on, Krellick, it's time to go. And that's my turn.
Okay. Zashel?
Well, yeah, it's possible they're lying, Krellick, but we, I think, have enough information for now. And I will... It's like we're doing a fighting retreat, so I will go ahead and drop a sacred that guy, and then I'm to leave.
Okay, he fails. Shrieks, still standing.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's it for me.
Vicaris?
Vicaris is going to bow. Say, apologies, dear friends, until we meet again. And he is going to also run. Not full dash, but yeah.
Okay. Dasani, I'm assuming you're still sprinting, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Lauren, you're following?
Yes.
Okay. Krellick, what are you doing?
What's the shark god name?
They've been saying Sakala.
Sakala. Okay, cool. I'll say in common to them, fuck Sakala. I'll spit on the ground, and then holding the shield, I'll continue to actually, you know what I'll do is I'll hold a reaction to no. I will continue to take the dodge action as I back up to where Yop is and just say, "All right, everybody out. I'll keep them. I'll cover the rear."
Okay. Yop, you're gonna be the next one up. Are you just running?
Betty's gonna run 10, 20. Yeah, she's gonna run. I'm gonna wait just outside the door. I want to still be able to see what's going on in there.
Okay. And then Zashel, you're out. Bukaris, you're out. Okay, so they are. You can see them just waiting. They are watching you leave. That is what they are all doing. Does anyone stay behind, or do you all leave?
Bye.
I will cover the rear, backing away.
I am leaving because the Decisionist decided we're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm not leaving Krellick behind, so I'm not going at a full dash. But as he backs up, I will back up.
Okay.
I'm not any more than 30-ish feet away from him.
Yeah, once we clear their front door, then I turn and just start walking down the bridge.
Great. You see the ocean under the bridge is choppy and heated, as if the tide might be a little high. And you all cross the bridge and make it to the beach and the marshes again, out of the fortress.
Hey.
When we all gather to gather up, I'm gonna approach Dasani and say, "You better hope we did everything we needed to do in there. Because if we don't do this job all the way, then we never making up for what happened to Yumi."
I hear you. And he bows his head and walks away.
Wait, what does this job have to do with your old... Never mind.
Or then, let's grab our shit and get walking.
We don't have to walk.
Okay, we'll just grab our shit.
Okay. If that is the case, Yolucky will begin the ritual to take you all home. Is there anything that you are doing while she is doing that in that 45 minutes?
Keeping an eye out to see if anyone comes and tries to attack us.
Make a perception check.
I'll assist with that.
Are we able to gather whatever weaponry that we had dropped off around this area?
Oh, thank you.
The water around the island is incredibly busy. The fortress looks like it is it's cutting a slightly different silhouette against the horizon than it did the other day. It feels as if something has changed, and the water around it feels as if it is reacting to that.
Does it look like it's sinking any further?
Or moving away.
It's possible that it is sinking.
Mhm. We better inform the folks at Saltmarsh right away. I don't think they have much time to lose.
Did we have any inclination that that was a ship?
What?
The place we're in. If it's potentially it's sinking, but it also could potentially be some like type of submarine from way back in the day.
Well, we know it wasn't a ship when it belonged to the lizard folk,
Yeah,
but it was also all above ground at that point.
Yeah, and it was definitely made of stone because they were mining it out. The reality is, I think if there is a solid chance that whatever ritual Elmo was concerned about was completed. I don't know that we would have been able to stop it at all, but certainly they'll redouble their efforts now. So if we're going back to Saltmarsh, we should just assume that it is done. Make sure that that is clear to the forces who are marshaling to try to retake this place. It is going to be far more difficult than I think they had anticipated, especially with Duke Merrick's forces being virtually useless here. It is possible that their efforts will simply be canceled. That's quite poor, but it's possible their plan will not be possible. Realistically, I don't know how much we could have done to change this outcome, but we'll see what they want to do when we get back. We could, if we really, really wanted to make sure the ritual didn't get finished if it hasn't already, then we could go back. But frankly, from the sound of the priestess, it sounded like they were already done. They had already summoned whatever this avatar was.
Yes, I agree. I think it's more likely than not that they have accomplished their ritual. But more importantly, I believe we have the information to fulfill our contract. With Krellick's numbers and the knowledge that we've killed less than a third of the Sahagin on hand, simple arithmetic should let us know how many are left.
She said about a third, right?
Mm-hmm. So we can give them a good estimate.
She also said they were sending more troops to replenish that.
Yes.
All the more reason to return quickly and let the Saltmarsh forces, along with their allies, decide what they want to do.
Lucky looks up at Dasani and says, Where do you want me to take you?
Well, it seems we should go back to Saltmarsh, shall we not?
Yeah, where in Saltmarsh?
Oh, I say to the tavern. We all could use a drink.
Lauren face palms again.
Righto! She ushers you all close. You are brought into that liminal space that feels like a dark tavern, and in a short while are then brought to the outside of the empty net in town.
That's what I was thinking.
About what time is it?
Let me check. Not yet noon.
Should we head to the council hall and see if we
Yeah.
can't get the council to assemble?
We should head straight to Iliander if possible. I think he's the one in charge of marshaling the forces, correct? Even though Gellin was technically the one that is in charge of this, so perhaps we should go to Gellin.
Yes, well, I think if possible, we should gather all the council members that are available.
I don't see why we shouldn't.
Now, Kralik, I know it's not your favorite, but we're going to need you to come with us this time. You have very important information to share with the council.
Do I have to?
You're the one who has all the kill counts, so yes, I believe you do.
Who better to give them information about the strengths and weaknesses of their fighting forces?
Okay.
We'll have drinks after.
Okay. Kralik nods.
Let's go.
Okay, you guys head to the council hall, and per request can gather the based on the urgency of this event and your guys' arrival. All of the council members do arrive. You just happen to catch Manistrad actually here today. So all five council members take you into the meeting chamber, where they typically discuss privately the local affairs, and Edda just says, "All right, out with it. What have you learned?"
It's not great. We were able to determine that there are approximately 100 or so Sahaugen forces remaining within the structure. There is the added complication that since the lizard folk have dwelled there, the Sahaugen god has given them the ability to sink the bottom 2 levels below the surface of the water. Duke Merrick's forces will be hard-pressed to be useful in that fight. That would be an area left mostly to the merfolk, the Lokatha, and any other aquatically inclined forces you might muster. They have also, it would seem, summoned some avatar of their god Sekola to the temple that they have commandeered there.
Manistrad kind of snorts. She's biting her thumb, and she says, "Shit. Okay." And she looks over at Eliander, and he says, "That is quite troubling. Did you happen to see what this is? Do you know what it might be?"
The avatar? I'm afraid not. We were not able to. The Sahaugen forces are incredibly sensitive to any amount of blood in the water, and so we were very hard pressed to sneak through the halls of the structure without being noticed, since even the smallest injury could be smelled. It seemed half the structure away. We do know that in addition to their actual Sahaugen forces, and they are expecting reinforcements coming from their capital, according to their priestess, they have a number of aquatic creatures, sharks especially, coated in armor and at their command. It is... my associate here can give you a better accounting of their forces' fighting styles and strengths, but this would seem a little more difficult than originally anticipated. We were able to release an associate of Sakith's, a Lokatha named Borgus. There was also a Triton from, I believe, a southern tribe. Unfortunately, he was unable to escape and was killed, but he did vaguely describe the location of his people, which you may be able to enlist against the Sahaugen as well.
Galen looks at Eleander and asks him, "Do you feel as if that is enough for you to go on?" And Eleander nods. And then he says, "Well, then, don't have much time to waste, do you?" Claps him on the shoulder. And,
While all of this was going on, I was sketching out the first floor and the bits and pieces of the second and third floor that I've got, so I can hand those over.
Could you make me an intelligence check with advantage? Well, actually, Lucky as the cartographer can help you with this. Do you take her help or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, make that intelligence check with advantage. Okay. Alright. Yeah. You can hand over as immaculate as you can assume, basically, being in a space, makes map making challenging, but, you feel confident that this is at least a useful tool. And he takes it, he nods to you all, and exits. And Gillen says, "Thank you all, you've done as good of a job as we can assume you were capable of." He kind of smiles. As per the contract, if you are prepared, of course, to still accept it, the deed to the household at the docks is available to you. I just retrieve it from my office.
Look at Asani. Is that acceptable still?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. What happened?
You guys have been offered a house as the payment for this job, and Gellin is saying if you guys are still willing to accept that payment, he can go and retrieve the deed for you.
Dasani looks at everybody. Are we still down for that?
That is what I asked, yes.
Sure, we'll take it.
Very well. He too rises and goes to his office. And Edda, Manistrad, and Anders are left. And Edda just says, "All right, was that everything, or is there anything else you need from any of us?"
I think I'm forgetting anything.
All right, then I'm gonna go back to work. Amanda Straw drops from her chair and heads off. And
I would like to chase her out the door. By chase, I like follow her out the door.
Okay. What?
This is going to be a very strange sounding request. I would like to maintain the ability to contact at least one person on the council, and while Edda and Anders are obviously the most well-known to be connected to us, and as would be Eleander, that presents a certain amount of risk and, blatancy. I am hoping that I can convince you to serve as a regular point of contact while we are away on missions and such. And if that is something you are willing to do, I would just need you to write your name right here, and he will hold up a pen.
She looks massively skeptical, and she says, "The fuck you mean kind of risks?"
There has been some... Is there anybody around us in the hallway? Perhaps we can talk in your office briefly.
Oh, did you want me to go make the outside quiet?
I'm out in the hallway with her, so...
Oh, well, you can go inside, and did you want me to make the hallway quiet so no one walking through can hear?
I mean, I'm trying not to include everybody that's in
okay.
the council chamber, including Anders.
She kind of leans back and crosses her arms. Could you make me a persuasion check?
Oh boy. Persuasion.
She kind of chews the inside of her cheek and then nods in the direction of her office and takes you inside and shuts the door.
I know you've been busy with other things. I know that you and Edda have had words, or at least I've heard as such. I don't know how much they have told you about the conflict that has arisen between our franchise and the members of the so-called Scarlet Brotherhood here in Saltmarsh. One of their numbers has made threats against Anders' life. We have had associates be kidnapped and all sorts of other nastiness. So I cannot maintain Anders as a point of contact, as that has been a sticking point between us and the Brotherhood. And so all I am trying to do is, when we have information that we can pass on, this would allow me to magically communicate with you. I know that we have been... I know that we have next to no real business relationship, which is why I thought this might be... well, frankly, they would never expect this.
She blinks slowly and holds her hand out for the pen.
I hand her the pen and open the book.
Yeah. She scribbles down her name, sticks the pen into the into the pages. There.
Thank you. And of course, if we can ever be any assistance to you in your endeavors here in Saltmarsh, which, come to think of it, I know you handle the mining efforts here in town, and I know that there is some conflict between your organization and your employees and the more conservative members of town, but what is it exactly, if you don't mind my asking, and it's not prying, that you have been working on so much recently?
I think we found silver. And I'm trying to mine it out before the Duke makes any sort of amendments to any contracts we have with him currently.
Amending an active contract without
Uh-huh.
cause? That seems...
Yep.
Well, between us, there is some... I'm assuming you mean Duke Merrick from Seaton.
Mm-hmm.
There would seem to be some tie between him and the Brotherhood. I think it is less a business relationship and more that they are using him as a patsy at the very least. So if there is anything that we can do or that I can do to assist you in your efforts, please do not hesitate to ask, as anything we can do to stymie the efforts of the Brotherhood in this area seems in everyone's best interest.
Okay. If we dig up anything that we need getting rid of, I'll let you know.
Or if, he attempts to change the contracts on you, that is sort of my specialty. So I am happy to provide any sort of legal assistance, which I can.
All right. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
In the other room, Edda and Anders appear to be gathering their things to return to their own offices. And Anders stops by all of you and just says, "It's good to see you guys all back. I hope everything's went okay. Everyone okay?"
I mean, it seems that way, right? I mean, he's getting paid, so the job is done.
Oh, yes, we're fine, Anders. Thank you so much for inquiring. How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah. Thanks. Just haven't felt like we haven't spoken a lot recently, and just want to make sure we're still cool. Everything's okay still. Right?
Oh, absolutely. We must schedule some time to catch up. We've been quite busy recently. Many contracts to get fulfilled.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, I've been kind of busy too. Yeah. Just let me know, or come swing by the estate anytime you want. I'll find someone to entertain you until if I'm busy. If you like.
Oh, so you've been busy as well. I can't wait to hear what's been keeping you up.
Oh, it's nothing exciting. Just some new regions that have been opening up to trade recently that have been pretty exciting. It's working out really well for the family business in all, but it's just a lot of paperwork.
Sounds very interesting. I can't wait. As soon as we have some time, we'll swing by.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thanks.
Wonderful.
If you need something escorted, if it's valuable, you could hire us.
Oh, sure. I'll keep that in mind. Are you guys all are you all sailors?
I raise my hand.
I raise my hand.
I raise my hand.
Okay. Great. I'll keep you guys in mind. We usually don't hire, or we're not usually trading goods that are. Well, we've had some pretty good luck recently, actually. We've not really had a lot of run-ins with, privateers or pirates or anyone who's. Most of my ships have actually been coming back to harbor, which is that's always good. But yeah, we've had some pretty good luck recently. But if we've got anything particularly valuable or whatever, I'll keep you guys in mind.
Wonderful.
All right.
See, Krellick, always fun things to do at the council hall.
I guess.
I think once Ender leaves, I will lean in and ask, is he always that nervous around people?
Maybe we should discuss it outside.
All right, you guys head out as Zasha leaves.
Yes.
As Zasha leaves Manny's office, and what do you guys want to do next? Gellin returns with the deed to the house, and he hands it off to Dasani.
Righteous, a new pad.
Yes. Have fun. And he pats your head.
God, I want to murder this guy so much.
We can both do it.
Councilman Primewater, could I make an appointment to have a brief meeting with you at some point? I know I know you're a busy man and there is much to do, so whenever is convenient for you.
He looks around the empty hall and says, "Do you have a minute now?"
Well, I believe my associates and I are heading to begin planning the use of this new establishment that you have just gifted us. Perhaps sometime this week, but not immediately, I am afraid. I have a few more errands here in town that require my immediate attention.
He waves his hand and says, "Very well."
So do you have a secretary I talk to, or?
You can make an appointment at yeah. That will not be an issue.
All right. Well, let's go see our new place. Again.
On our way to this, or to check out our shop, is there a place that one might procure, like champagne? Anything celebratory beverages?
Winston.
You could go across town to Winston's, clear up here, or you could head to the Green Market down here, which is substantially closer.
Where is our place? Do we know?
It is right here.
Oh, no.
Right next to Primewater Mansion.
Okay. There's in this kind of dockside market that's all fishery. There's no import-export place that has booze. Where do these people get their booze on this side of town?
Well, they usually go to the market. Is this?
Or send their people.
Nothing fancy on this side of the market. If you're looking for something nice, you have to go across the river.
Oh my God! I know what we should turn that place into. A real business that would make money.
Okay.
A liquor store. There's nothing on this side of town. We would clean up. I'm not going to go out of my way. If there was something on the way, then yes, but otherwise no.
Okay.
We also have some people proficient in herbalism kits. We could sell drugs there too.
Nice. Nice.
Really grab a hold of that market.
Let's go check out the digs.
Okay. Hold on, I'm struggling with the lighting. I fucked with it earlier, and now it's fucked.
Relatable.
Somebody find a candle.
It's as unassuming as ever. Upon entrance with the keys that you've also been given, you see on the table here there is a small chest that was not there before, with a little card set on top of it.
This is gonna be fun. I don't see anything.
You don't see anything again? Ugh.
My light is really dim.
I see everything.
Let's try.
What are the chances that card says, "Please don't break into my house again"?
Hi.
I did not realize at the time that we are literally right next to his
There we go.
mansion.
Yeah,
Yay!
Yeah, so we can keep an eye
Yeah,
on them.
now I see all 3 floors.
Me too.
Yes, we're gonna live like this.
That's fine.
good
We've
with
been
that.
in here before.
Yeah.
I will cast Detect Magic on the chest because, marginally paranoid.
Could you?
I'll hold it
populate
for
that
you
me?
as you detect magic.
It sticks to your hand. It's a mimic. Could you populate that for me real quick?
You'd have to be 3 feet thick for the wood to bother it, but
Yeah. You see a very light divination aura coming from inside the chest.
well, there's something.
I open it for you.
It is locked. It is not locked. It's open. And inside there is about 100 pieces of platinum and a circlet, a mantle made of silver that is pointed at its front, and that is what is giving off the glow.
You said 100 platinum pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what did the note say?
To our working relationship.
Do we recognize what it sounded by?
There's no signature.
I mean, I assume it's Gellin, but
Assuming that.
I mean, this was his place. Like, he actually owned this.
Oh, I'm sure it's likely him, but
I pick up the. Oh, go on.
Would you like me to take a look at that?
Please.
Okay, give me a few minutes.
I'll cast that as a ritual.
Once they've removed the crown or whatever it is and the cash, I'll just take the chest, turn it upside down, and give it a shake, see if anything else falls out.
No.
All right, cool. I set it back on the table. I don't know if we've done this in here, but I want to rummage to see is there stuff in a pantry? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. There is some bags of flour and some wheat that seem to have been left here, but there is nothing of true value here.
Yeah, just didn't know how much stuff is just left here versus is it are all the shelves in this place barren? You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
I will share that with everyone, and
This is very nice. It looks like it could be useful for just about anyone. I, of course, have a fully adorned head, so I don't know that it's something that I would be interested in.
and it's a helmet telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
ooh. Let me just update the horde.
Also telepathy.
Well, Krellick, imagine you were able to communicate with someone without moving your mouth.
I try to communicate you without moving my mouth.
My face strains as I stare back at him.
A lot of.
You're thinking about fried shrimp.
I actually was thinking about Roger.
Okay, Krellick, then I don't need the helm of telepathy.
Oh, you hear that? I got telepathy.
Yes.
If anybody doesn't want it, then I'll just keep it. It's fine.
I don't really need it, I suppose.
Well, I would think that if there's anybody in the party that occasionally is in a state where they're unable to speak to us, it might be particularly useful for them. Hmm?
Dasani, I believe she's talking to you.
I elbowed Dasani.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I was feeding my cats.
He's saying you should take the helm of telepathy, but above board, him concentrating on detect thoughts means that he can't concentrate on another spell while he's transformed, right?
Yes.
He would be concentrating on that spell while transformed.
Saying like as far as combat is concerned.
Use the item while in wild shape, and detect thoughts only lasts for a minute.
Well,
yeah, not in that. Well, it'd be good for you, just not in wild shape.
Out of combat. Yeah, I want to know what's going on up on here.
Yeah.
He's the best
Although,
person
I
to give it
mean,
to, though.
You're not casting spells anymore. You're just using the function that's already existing, and you can use your magic items while in your wild form. To a degree, obviously.
Gotcha. I'll look up at him and put my hands out and righteous, I guess. And he takes it.
Okay, so I know we talked about what to do with this place a little bit. So what was we thinking? We want to have like an office in town, but maybe we have a special place. Maybe Lucky can run our business from here instead of the tavern. What was we thinking?
Well, I'd like to be a conscientious member of the Saltmarsh community. So as long as we don't run afoul of any of the local laws, I'd more than happy to run a business out of here.
What kind of business are we looking to run? He looks over at everybody.
I mean, Lucky, you've, you could use a bit more space, right? You'd be able to make more money, yeah?
Yeah, I could put a couple more tables in here.
And then, it's the place that belongs to, acquisitions, so, we would all get, a cut of it.
Yeah, that'd be how it works. I mean, obviously I'm fine with that, but I'm not the decisionist, and
we definitely have a lot of places to lay our head at night. This would be a great place to set up a business, and then we'd really only need one room if we wanted to set up an office here. I don't see the two as mutually exclusive.
I wouldn't mind if maybe I did get to, like, use one of these rooms. I don't have a room at the lighthouse. I've been sleeping
She doesn't have a room
on
at the lighthouse?
shit.
Wait, how do you not have a room? They offered me a room when I got there.
We definitely did. The first time that you were sleeping in the training room, I believe we offered to make space for you to move in. Yop, I think you were there with me at the time.
Oh, yes.
If you would, I mean, if you prefer to have your room here, then obviously that's.
Perhaps
your
it's
call,
best
but-
if we just leave the 3rd floor as our own private area.
Well, I guess the question is it our private area or is it Lucky's private area?
I don't like you saying my private area.
Apologies. Your bedroom.
Just looking at it, it looks like there are several rooms up here.
So I've got this map a little out of order based on how you would enter. So you guys are on the ground floor.
Okay.
This is the 2nd floor, and then this is the basement.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So not a lot of room on the 2nd floor.
Not really.
One big room, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously we don't have to decide everything right now, well, but if we're thinking about doing this, then Lucky gets a place up top, right? And then down below is where we set up some tables, and maybe up top here is like you could get some drinks, and maybe they serve like oysters and whatnot.
I mean, there's not exactly a lot of room here for a kitchen or anything. There is in fact no kitchen here, so preparation.
You don't gotta cook no oyster.
Preparation of any sort of food or drink would be fairly limited in scope, simply by current building specifications. Whether we're turning this into let me rephrase that. Whatever we're turning this into, we certainly have time to get that all decided, and if anything, our first effort should be getting Lucky settled in, since she's been sleeping on the ship.
Oh, we should check on the ship.
We should definitely do that.
Well, I do need to get back to the lighthouse. I need to meet with Joshua.
If we take a look, the upper area, is there an actual, is there furniture in the bedroom, or do we need to provide that?
There is a bed and a mattress, but no linens.
That's Krellick's specialty.
It's true. This is known.
All right, Lucky. I got 4 electrum on me. Let's see what we can do.
Aw, thanks, Krellick.
We
But
also just get paid.
Yeah,
I
also
do.
have money. Thank you, though.
Do you need any assistance getting everything set up?
I mean, can you guys get back to the lighthouse without me?
Is the ship here or at the lighthouse?
The ship
should be here.
It should be
It's
here.
here, yeah.
That's where we left it anyway.
We left it here to get cleansed by the priests of Procon, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which will certainly work, because we spent a lot of money on it.
And we
Sarah
killed
would
that
never
ghost.
deceive us.
We totally killed that ghost.
Yeah, we
Killed the
totally
ghost
killed
and broke that femur. So
And buried it
And
on
buried
that
it.
island.
it. with the Sahaugen. Now it's their problem.
And
Good luck.
unattuned to the dog who managed to keep finding it.
Actually,
brush his hands. Done.
Right. Canon is the forces of Saltmarsh go to take the Sahagan stronghold. They're on their last legs, and then that damned ghost pops out, just wins the day for them.
This is the hero alone.
Or they get there and the Sahagin are already dead because the ghost has been murdering them for like 3 weeks.
The ghost is just bellowing, "Where's my dog?"
Well, a note about payment. I saw that there was money in there, but I did not get any money.
Well, you will have to speak to our hordes person. Just make sure to set aside the requisite percentage for head office, including the value of this facility within that total, which unfortunately seems like it will consume the lion's share of that platinum.
I assure you, my dear friend, payday is coming. Just give us some time to separate everything.
Okay, because I got some things on layaway and I need money.
Okay. I think. Oh my god.
It's been a long time, Sarah.
It's 10%. It's the easiest number. It's 10%.
That's what I thought. Would you rather I just go off of memory?
None of
tell
us.
you that answer is no.
Well, and if I remember correctly, we already negotiated that Gallon Prime Water would be paying the 10% for the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my thought is that is what is in the chest. Because remember, there was no cash payment as part of it. This building was our payment.
Right.
And we negotiated that he would pay the 10%.
That sounds very likely. That sounds a likely story.
So is the 100 is still ours, though, right? Or does that go directly to head office?
Sounds
this
like that
place
goes.
is 6,000 gold, which would be 10%. We would owe them 600 gold, which is like 60 platinum out of the 100. So there'd be 40 left over.
Okay, cool.
Which I guess theoretically they'd get another 4 of that. So there'd really only be 36 left.
Well, would they get another 4 of that?
I mean, they don't necessarily have to. I was just including it in the... I was including the 40 left over as payment, which they would get 10%.
Oh no, I want to give them as much money as possible.
That just sounds like a tip. Sounds like a tip for us.
Oh no, I'm being serious. I want to give them as much money as possible so they realize that we make them a shit ton of money so that we can fucking murder Hamir.
So we want to make sure our books are correct, obviously.
Okay. So then we're giving them the 4 extra.
Alright, let's Lucky. You get whatever you need here. Okay, let us know if you need help. Let's go check on our boat, and then we get back to the lighthouse.
Great. We'll take our 10-minute break. And... Okay. You head back into the streets of Saltmarsh. A couple of you have some errands you wanted to take care of. The ship is in immaculate order. Toby and Micah have been doing their best to keep it in good condition and finishing up any of the nearly forgotten repairs that needed completion. And they say that the priest, that Welgar, said that the ritual had been done and the whole ship was sanctified and cleansed, as it were.
Yay.
And you just head home after that? What are you doing?
Is there any business we have in town?
Other than picking up a few non-magical items, not that I can think of.
Nope.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing I need in town here.
Okay. As you are going about your business, there is a couple things that stand out. One, the streets are a little bit quieter than you are used to for the time of day that it is. As you pass on the road, are you headed towards Winston's for gear? Is that what you needed?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I
pass
guess.
the Mariners Guild Hall, and you see on the bulletin that there is some illustrations of like children's faces that are indicated as missing persons. And yeah, you can head to Winston's. What do you need?
I am running low on paper, actually. I think I'm out of paper. I am, in fact, out of paper. For like 10 sheets of paper or so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, I need. Oh god, my brain just went blank.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to pick up a tea set.
We'll charge you 5 gold for that.
Fuck yeah. Oof. Oof, cutting into that brand new platinum. And I think that's it. I need paper. Gotta find clothing. Doesn't. No, I need to go find a jewel.
Well, I'll ask Yop if she needs, if there's any materials we need to buy to work on Flock's shell.
Well, I haven't had much time to consider it. Perhaps some iron ore and some leather straps to begin with, and we can make the rest in our forge.
I guess a housekeeping note. Sarah, I had asked if we had been able to gather like all the large amounts of weaponry we had stolen from that Sahaugen tower. I don't know where that is currently.
Oh,
like we had bundled up like a bunch of it, right?
Oh, right.
And it would be, I mean, unless the lizard people were like, we're gonna keep this here, for some reason. I mean, my intention was to take it.
You could take it if you wanted. And if that were the case, then I'd guess you'd just have it with you.
I have this very large bundle on my shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of logs wrapped together. It is the way I imagine it, like a bunch of the poles and everything like that. I'll ask everyone.
We want to try to get rid of all this.
Oh yeah, I have some in my backpack too. If you're selling them, and Lauren starts pulling out all the glaives and start piling on them on top of Felix's bundle. Can you carry all of this? Should I leave them in the bag?
There is, I believe I calculated some of the amount of poundage. It is very easy for me to carry all.
I want to say the answer is no. It's too bulky. There's a lot of
bulk is.
It's more bulk than weight.
Yeah, true. That's why I have, I remember when we talked about this, it was like the spears that I had anyway, right, were, bundled like sticks, lashed together. like a big log to carry around. Is Winston's just a general store? Would he even buy this, or do we have to go back to the Dwarven Anvil?
You'd have to go back to the Dwarven Anvil, but that's on the way back to the docks anyway, so.
Oh, cool. Okay. Does Winston want any of this? Is he interested?
Before we head back down, Krellick, why don't you walk across the street here with me?
And I will try and convince Krellick to go to the Temple of Procon with me.
I mean, whatever you ask, I say yes to.
Hello, is there a priest available? Hello? Oh, you're not in the middle of a service, are you? I'm sorry. Hello?
There's very little services being held in this temple in general. Welgar, the weathered old sailor, approaches you when he hears you calling. Yes.
Oh, hello. You did a very nice job on our boat. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. What can I help you two with?
Say, could you take a look at this? And I'll show him Krellick's arm.
What do you make? What do you make of that?
Yup, I told you he's nothing.
Well,
That'd
we
be
just want to
accursed.
be sure. Excuse me? What's that you say now?
Sorry. Looks like you may have been bit by one of those beasts from the Dreadwood, kid.
I think it was. He was like a little doggy rat man.
Oh, that'd be it.
Well, what does that mean, really?
Well, it means unless you get it removed, alleviated, cleansed, or what have you, then, given a circle cycle of the moon, your friend here might find himself unwittingly growing fur, teeth, and losing all sense of self.
What?
What about his lovely shell?
Yeah, what about me lovely shell?
That's a very good question. I don't think I've ever seen a turtle that turned into any sort of werebeast. I don't know, it might just fall right off.
I'll kill you where you stand.
Yup, I do not want to lose me shell.
Well, what do we do? How do we... can you get rid of it?
Yup, if I lose me shell, you gotta take it. You gotta keep it.
Krellick, you will not lose your shell, I promise you. We are going to get this fixed. Aren't we going to get this fixed?
I'm gonna be like a slug.
Now hold on. I can take care of this for you. For 250 gold.
What? See what now?
250 gold. It's a kind of an intensive process, and it's not cheap either.
Okay, well, how long does this intensive process take?
About a minute.
I'll give you free electrum.
I will give you 250 gold. Just get this.
There we go.
We can't have Krellick losing his shell.
Yeah, okay, alright, that's what we're looking for. He'll take the money, he will totter back into one of the separate rooms and come back with a small satchel and put his fingers into the leather bag and pull out a rubbing of very fine glittering dust that he uses to rub into this bite wound, and it bites, it stings, and he's murmuring quietly, and he, after he casts the spell, he dusts off the remaining jewel fragments, and this is that'll do. And there is just a scar left, no more infection.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Is it? Is it?
Yep.
I don't feel any different.
That's sort of the idea.
Do you want to buy a lot of spears?
No.
There's some tridents in there too. Maybe there's a special one.
Okay, why don't, if that's all the business we've got.
After we leave, I will,
Wait right here, Krennic. I'll be right back.
and I'll duck my head back in the door and just say,
Now listen, I'm not suggesting that I'm sure you did a wonderful job, but if I have to pick up his shell at any point, you and I are going to have a conversation.
and I'll just walk out.
Oh, I don't think I followed them to that place, by the way. I'm still kind of hanging somewhere out in town. I figured they were doing their private things.
Okay. As far as the weapons go, you can sell those at the Dwarven Anvil at their half cost.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
I only know of the I know. I think I have the spears. Does everyone else have these other things, or do I have spears and something else?
I passed everything to you. Lauren took everything out of her bag and gave it to you. And then you guys went to a church, and she's like, nope, not going there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know how many there were, but I think there were in the boxes, but I believe there were 2 boxes of daggers that we took as well.
Yeah,
that
Sarah
was
has
75 daggers.
Yeah, she has them listed out there. Okay, yeah. Between the two of us, I'm sure we can carry
Yeah.
the stuff, and then anyone else who is coming along to the Dwarven Anvil.
Cool. Any more town business? I'll let you guys do that math and figure that out.
Do you guys want me to do the math on the weaponry stuff, or do we want
Sure.
our horde? Can our hordes person take care of this, please? Can the hordes person do this?
Yes, it is my job.
Okay. So, Lauren, is there anything you need to do in town?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. While you're kind of there, you see, since you're not doing anything, that there is a gentleman who is in the stocks, a little gnomish person who appears to be entirely nude and just salivating into his beard. He looks like he's been outside for years of his life, and just locked in the stocks.
He's locked in the stocks, huh?
Mhm.
Right. Huh. I'm just gonna look away from that because that's very weird.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna walk away. So it's out of my sight range, so I don't have to see it anymore.
Okay. And,
Oh, can I look at these posters of missing children?
yeah, sure. You see that there's like young boys and young girls who all have their names and like their house names, their family names scribed with them, and like the day that they have gone missing. You see there's maybe like 4 or so.
How recent are these? Like, how far apart are they?
They've all been within the past week.
Interesting. I'll take note of that in my notebook and kind of wait for everyone else to show up.
Is Lauren the only one that sees this guy in the stockade, or is that like open to everyone?
Yeah, everyone can get a look at the naked gnome.
Oh, he's fully naked gnome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tiny stockade then. Or is he up on
Or
like a box?
A big apple box.
Yeah, or is
Yeah,
he just hanging?
He's partially hanging. He's actually moved, like, very twitchy and fidgety. There's a barrel for him to sit on, but he frequently just isn't sitting.
Hell yeah.
He looks like he has a lot of energy for a dude who looks like he may have been there for a long time.
Is there any place around here that just has bread? Can I get like bread or pretzel or something?
Yeah, copper piece, yeah.
Okay, cool. I get some bread, and I'm gonna go over to this gnome in the stockade.
He kind of looks at you. You see that he's got a very rabid, like feral look in his eyes.
Yeah, I'll rip off a piece of bread and eat it, and rip off a little bit and just toss it down on the ground in front of him.
What you doing?
He doesn't speak. He just kind of keeps drooling.
I'll eat another piece, tear some off, toss another piece near the ground by him.
What they got you locked up for?
He continues to not speak, just strains against the wooden boards, trying to get his feet to grab the pieces of bread on the ground.
I'll tear off a few more pieces and look at the sky to see if there's seagulls about.
Yeah.
Does he have any like tattoos? Any pirate tattoos or anything? Anything that's identifiable about him?
No marks such as that. But there is a mark around his neck that looks as if he's had a restraint on his neck for a long time that is not there anymore.
I'll get low a little bit and tap his forehead with one of my big claws.
Oh, feisty little guy. Okay.
I'll tear off a bit more pieces of bread and line up a few on the stockade. That's like on his that's above him, right? So like
So he can't reach.
Yeah, I'm basically just making it. I just want birds to come fuck with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just bullying this guy real bad. Okay, is there anyone like milling around nearby?
There's some
Grelic.
folks. Yeah.
Grelic, don't be mean.
And I will take out my water skin and I'll spray a little bit in his mouth.
Yeah. He goes a little crazy.
Oh, I'm being mean. I mean, look at him. He's a wild gnome.
Yes, but he's paying his penance, and you're just tormenting him. That's not very nice. Here, why don't you have something to eat?
And I will pull out my last strawberry muffin.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my best to sort of hide behind some combination of Krellic and my shield while I hold it out at gnome mouth level.
Like a horse, you feel that there is a fear that you are going to get your fingers bitten right off as he gobbles it from your palm.
And I yank my hand out of the way and walk in the opposite direction.
Now be nice, Grelic.
I was being nice.
He's just looking at you now.
What are we doing here? Why is he naked?
Well, I was gonna try to find somebody there. Hey, you! What's this gnome doing here?
Oh, he shows up every once in a while and bites a kid.
He just wants kids.
Huh?
You seem relatively okay. I can't find the word I'm looking for. How is this not a bigger concern?
Well, it is. That's why he's here. He sneaks out of the grove every once in a while. Bites a sheep or a kid or sometimes a adult. And they've arrested him a few times, but he always gets out of the cells? Don't know how.
I'll flick him in his forehead.
I stop biting people.
I would like to look over his body and see if he has any wounds that resemble the one that Krellick just got healed.
Make a medicine check.
I continue to break off pieces of bread.
Nope, he's fine.
You know, he doesn't seem like the talkative type, but we do know. Actually, wait, is Dasani attuned to the helm?
What?
I don't
The
think
helm.
we had a rest.
I retract that statement.
He comes out of the grove.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't there monsters in that grove? Or am I thinking of a forest farther upriver?
That's the Dreadwood. It's some miles away. The Sea Grove, just outside of town. And they point vaguely northward. It's this over here.
So, other than an apparently bitey gnome, what else is in that grove?
They kind of shrug. Trappers sometimes meet out there. Some of the swamp folk. Druid kind.
I've heard rumors there are good hallucinogens in that forest.
Oh, excellent.
Do you know if this little guy has a name or anything?
No, he just shows up every week or two. Bites somebody, gets arrested, vanishes, comes back later.
Have you thought
Every
about...
week or two?
They shrug.
I could take his teeth out.
That could work.
Before we go performing surgery of even the pugilistic kind, let's just... How long have we been open as a franchise, Yop? Couple months, right?
Oh, yes, that sounds about right.
So in the time that we've been here, this gnome has come into town and bitten, what, 8 people?
Give or take.
Oh, and sheep. Satchel, and sheep.
And sheep. And this is just something that Saltmarsh sort of accepts happens, and
Kind of shrug.
wait, if the Dreadwood is farther upriver, why does the hag come all the way down here to steal people? Sorry,
Better selection?
that suddenly has nothing to do with this gnome.
Okay,
Also, why not
I'm
leave the
bored.
gnome out for the hag?
Oh, that's why he's in the stocks. Just to see. It's also...
Oh, good lord.
It's also...
Like
It's
good
also
old sacrificial
keeping
lamb.
him locked up. Keeping him in a cell.
Because he escaped from the cells.
Yeah, and it's a little bit less of a hassle if he escapes from the commons, yeah?
But doesn't that just put him right next to people to bite?
He's biting people either way. It's either that we de-teeth him or we kill him. I don't know what's the most humane. No one's getting... He's not spreading any disease, as far as we know.
I'm not certain that should be the standard that you hold things to.
I'll toss the rest of whatever bread I have down on the ground, and I'll say to the little gnome man,
You best be careful out here. There's some big pigeons.
His little toes manage to grasp the loaf of bread, and he lifts his feet up so that he can use his feet to eat.
Rock star.
Look at that core strength.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, we done.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, unless there's a contract for this guy, I don't see any real reason to keep talking about it. Especially since the townspeople don't seem to care.
Because it's strange.
I agree it's strange, but unless we are now in the business of humanitarian, I say we move on, just like these townspeople have.
I didn't say I was going to work on it, but discussing it is an entirely separate issue.
We can talk about it on the boat.
I mean,
Absolutely.
what's the point of discussing it if we're not going to do anything about it?
Is there something we can help you with?
Just blinks while he is eating his bread.
I'd say when Dasani finally is able to use that helm, we pay into his mind.
I mean, that seems sort of rude without permission.
Possibly, but he does seem to be non-verbal.
So is Missy, but I would be very upset with anyone who went probing around in her mind without permission.
Is Missy as wild as this one?
Does it matter?
To an extent, yes.
But he just doesn't get autonomy because he's wild?
I'd say autonomy. There's times where peering into someone's mind is helpful, especially if he can't communicate and is trying to.
Doesn't look like he's really been trying to, but regardless, what the... No, never mind.
Well, look, if you want to communicate with him, maybe you wait till he's done eating that bread, and about a half hour to an hour later, he'll communicate something to you. Let's go.
Do we have Lauren? Where's Lauren?
Lauren is about a bit off because she doesn't want to be near this questionably naked gnome.
Mm-hmm.
What
Lauren, wake up!
She's just kind of sitting, I guess. If there's like any benches outside near a shop.
And I'll catch up to.
Was it the cruelty or the nudity that put you off?
It was the drooling and being naked. It's all very strange.
The feral quality to it. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had experience with individuals in stocks before?
Yes, they're usually dressed and not quite feral.
I was not aware of that. Interesting. Shall we head off?
What's Dasani been up to?
I thought we were going to be heading back here to our our lighthouse, but nothing. I've just been laying in the wings.
Okay. All right. Cool. You guys can get on your boat with Toby and Micah and head back home. First time in a little while. Yeah.
Good job keeping the boat in good shape, Toby.
Thanks. And Abernathy is quite excited to see all of you guys.
Couple days gone, I got a message saying that someone made a run for more diamonds. Who died?
He looks around at all of you.
Vacaris with a grin will raise his hand.
Good on ya, and he claps your arm.
It is a prestigious group to be a part of, that's for sure.
Agreed. Good work getting back then.
Well, really, the thanks belongs to Quetzal.
What?
Quetzal, he revived me.
He looks at Zashel.
Zashel is looking incredulously at both Abernathy and Vacaris. It's a good on you for dying and happy to join this esteemed group. He's just looking at them like they are just like they've suddenly sprouted horns or something.
You all right, boy?
I don't think so. Yup, dying is still bad, right? Yup.
As far as I know, I mean,
Okay.
I'm quite confused myself. Wait, have you died before Abernathy?
No, I was just commending the effort.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, never mind. Yes, we're back.
Okay, it does a body no good to die, and coming back from it is something.
But having a good death is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
coming
issue
back
might be
from
that
dark
death
places
means-
is quite difficult, Abernathy.
Actually, Sasha, could I ask you more about Quetzal? How is he able to bring Vacaris back?
I expected this lack of understanding from him, but come on. Quetzal is my familiar.
Oh, so he's not a magical entity of some sort. Like with powers and that can do things.
He's a celestial snake, so technically, yes, he is still magical, but no, I was able to channel my magic through him.
I mean, if you think about it, Quetzal's the warlock and you're the patron.
No. Whereas that is not how that works.
I mean, you channel his power through him,
Stop.
the patron channels it through you.
Please stop.
I don't see a huge difference.
You also don't clearly understand how warlocks work. I say this, from experience. That's all I'm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is your power your own, or did it come from somebody else?
The powers that I have
something
are channeled through. It is my own power that I have been taught by someone else to use. Sure, but it is still an element of my own power.
Mm-hmm.
The defining difference is the autonomy by which the magic is manifest. I do not believe that Quetzal would be able to raise the dead, given his own will.
Feels like semantics.
It is, in fact, not, but you are welcome to read a book and learn more about it yourself in your own time.
Has there been any word from head office or anyone regarding future commissions?
As a matter of fact, yes. There has been a bit of word about the buying of a contract out for another employee of Acquisitions Incorporated. Is that correct?
The what now?
He goes into his office and comes back with a piece of paper that says,
There's been interest in the procurement of a contract allowing for the extermination of one Hamir Bertha Ferthra.
Oh, yes, this is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I will leave you all to discuss this then.
Oh, make no mistake, this is not going to come easily. The notice that I have has more to do in specifics with, in order to, begin negotiations on this specific task. There is an offer that is made to you to be completed on a specific date. It has been requested that all of you be in attendance for a for a bit of a business adventure of a sort. At which point a delegate from the office of Mr. Dark Magic will be discussing the specifications by which this order can be written out.
So in negotiations of sorts.
That is correct.
So it's not a contract to kill him here now.
That is correct.
But if we do the thing in this contract, they will enter into negotiations so that we can get a contract, so that we may eliminate Hamir, yes?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
These the details that I have are a little fuzzy. As I understand it, it is wanted to be some bit of surprise, as it were. We're only expected to be arriving at Waterdeep within a good couple weeks' time. At which point we'll make acquaintance with the delegate and begin negotiation.
What's the Waterdeep?
A big city to the south. You might have sailed past it on occasion.
Very big city, many wonderful things.
Speaking of Waterdeep, as it happens, Krellick, your boss, as it were, finally made it. They got held up through some crossed wires and some teleportation. Acquisitions Incorporated apparently needs to work much more sharply on their teleportation devices. Let me go fetch them.
Yeah, we had a rather strange incident on the way home.
Oh, did you? Did everything okay?
It was very strange. Laser tags and Jim Dark.
Huh?
Not worth discussing. Carry on. Forget I said anything.
He walks again into out into the hall and leaves you all alone in quiet for a moment. If there's anything you want to say or do. No? You hear the footsteps as he approaches the door again, along with the sound of some hard. It sounds like stone against wood, and when he opens the door, following him is a creature about 4 feet tall with a brightly colored hood and robe, covering pretty much the entirety of their body over their hands, their face. All you can really see are horns coming out from under the hood and long felt ears and bright eyes. The fire in the hearth dims as they enter. And from under the hood, Krellick, you just hear, "Which one is the red?"
I'm red. Well, they call me Krelling the Red.
They trot forward, you hear hooves across the floor, and stick out a hand still covered in their sleeve.
I'll extend my hand to theirs.
They shake, and they say, "You wanted words about how your job is done."
Was it you that I was talking to?
Yes, my name is Grox.
Grox. Okay, yes. Follow me to me office.
I give a big wink to everyone.
He's not gonna get himself killed, is he?
I was about to ask if we thought this was safe, but
Well, it's not my place.
Abernathy, who was that?
That is, Grox, a rank 5 occultant.
oh boy.
They follow you into your office, Krellick, and you can see their heads swiveling around and looking at everything in here.
Do they keep their hood up? Their hood up? Okay, cool. I don't I don't have any chairs, I don't think, except for like there's a chair behind my desk, but like I don't think I have a visitor chair. So as I go behind my desk to where like I have like the big like minotaur skull hung up, I am like leaning my dad's shield. I am like taking off my the maul and the great axe and like putting them onto their respective like display hooks and everything. And, as I'm doing that, I just say,
Have a seat wherever, not there.
and I point to my chair.
They sit on top of the table.
Hell yeah. I'll put the little dog figurine on a little shelf, kind of just clear out some of my inventory stuff. I'll sit down in the chair and set the abacus up on the table on the desk, and just say,
Okay.
I understand there were some numbers that were reported and then later redacted.
Oh, you mean when I erased me numbers?
Yes.
Yep.
Why?
I take a moment to kind of like get a measure of them. Can I roll an insight check on this person with just the bare minimum information that I have so far?
You can roll insight.
Oh yeah, it's a 5.
You see they have a set of pipes that is tied to a belt on their waist. You can kind of hear a little bit of sniffing as they're settling themselves, and yeah, that's pretty much what you get off of them.
Okay. I'll take a minute, kind of like stretch in the chair a little bit, and regard the abacus of skulls and look at them.
How long you been doing this?
Some 270 moons.
That sounds like a long time. I haven't been doing this for too long, but I think I understand a bit about it. What's the biggest thing that you ever took down?
Giants. Fomorian kind.
Big. Was it difficult?
Sort of.
Did you get it right the first time you ever tried it?
No.
Did you think that you was good enough to do it? That you was strong enough?
Yes.
I gesture to the abacus, and in my mind, this thing, because like it's nowhere big enough to hold the skulls. I imagine like it shifts to be whoever's information it needs to be. Is kind of how I imagine it, because it can't be too big, right?
Right.
I'll have it like flow through everyone's kind of numbers, and you see like my skull count is twice as much as anybody else's, and I look at it and say,
Look, this is easy, okay? I think you understand that for someone who knows what they're doing, these numbers is easy to get. I could have 20, 1,000, 3,000. It don't really matter the number. For me, I thought I challenged someone who I knew was stronger than me. I thought I could beat him because I beat everyone. But she put me in the ground. And I thought to myself that this is the thing I need to do. I need to get stronger. And if I couldn't take this one down, then I didn't deserve all the other things I'd done up till then. So I would start over. And now I have more skulls than I did before. So I don't think the numbers mean that much, really. What do you think?
That words and numbers mean things, and they're important. But I came upon your request.
Well, I think I'm doing a good job.
That's all?
Well, I mean, you... Okay, hold on, let me think about... Okay, you said there was a problem with the numbers, and then I said there wasn't, and then you said you'd be coming, now you're here. I don't think there's a problem with the numbers.
You requested... I assume under threat. For threat.
I did.
Do you wish to fight?
I don't think so. Do you wish to?
Never. They hop down off of the table with a clatter of their hooves. Is that all?
I suppose it is.
Next time a letter will suffice. And you see a flash of a smile under the hood.
Crooks.
Yes.
It is good to meet you.
I look forward to dealing with you in the future and supervising your count.
I have a question.
Okay?
Are you familiar with Hamia?
Yes.
If you wanted to take him down, how would you do it?
Unfortunately, the tools at my disposal are terribly ineffective against him.
Any advice that would help us?
Be bold and fast.
Okay. Do you want to stay for like a drink or dinner or something?
Sure.
Okay. Yacht might have something brewing. We could see if she's got any good stuff left.
Great.
I'll bring Grox downstairs to see if we can find any food and snacks.
Okay. What's everyone else doing back downstairs?
While that was going on, excuse me, while that was going
So
on,
cute.
yeah,
Like, get your head off.
I would ask, Abernathy,
Have you seen a gentleman named Joshua around, or I don't know, perhaps a rat scurrying, or a rat man, or a man rat, or anything?
What?
Yeah, a gentleman named Joshua.
Oh, no. No, I have not.
Very well.
But-
how many days? Yeah, go for it.
As you are asking, you hear a knock coming from the hall door, which startles Abernathy, and the door opens, and Joshua pokes his nose through, which causes Abernathy to shriek.
Oh, Joshua! It's okay, Abernathy. This is Joshua. Joshua, this is Abernathy.
Hello. I've been here for a couple of days.
And it's, listen, I'm glad you're here, but it's sort of rude not to introduce yourself.
I'm Joshua.
Would you like to apologize to Abernathy?
Sorry.
See, Abernathy, all better. Now, Joshua, what can I help you with? I understand you've been a fan ever since the affair at the Prime Water Manor.
Can I watch you work?
Well, perhaps we can do even a little better than that. Zashel, what is it required for a contract for employment?
You will have to talk about that with Abernathy. I handle the contracts between us and outside parties. Contracts for employment with Headquarters and Acquisitions Incorporated are handled through the Major Domo.
Well, you see, Joshua, this is why it's important to introduce yourself when you come into someone's abode. Abernathy, what would be required for an employment contract for my friend Joshua here?
He looks deeply perturbed, and he says, "The Decisonists, go ahead."
I will go get Dasani and let him know that we need his input, and Zasha will walk out.
Now, Joshua, I have many various experiments and things that I do from time to time, but I think perhaps the best place to start is I am helping to train Krellick on the proper use of the forge, and that would be a wonderful way for you to get to know us, and also for me to get to know a little bit about what skills you've already got.
Okay.
Now, do you have any skills already?
Uh-huh. He turns into a rat.
Well, I know, yes, I see, I understand. That is quite impressive. It's a very nice skill, but I was thinking more along the lines of the creating things or inventing things or anything like that. No, back into a person, please. It's difficult. I have a hard time crouching. My knees, and it hurts a little bit.
As he turns back into the hybrid form, he says,
I'm good at breaking locks and breaking into things. And Abernathy says, yeah, no shit.
Okay, well, that is a start. It shows a clear understanding of mechanical locks and that sort of thing, and it's a very difficult thing to teach, that fine sort of touch. So yeah, we've at least got a place to start, but I think the forge will be a wonderful opportunity for you, and you can start working on some bigger things and apply that mechanical knowledge. In a perhaps more constructive as opposed to destructive manner.
Okay, whatever you say.
Oh, no, Dasani. Hello.
What's happening, Dudette?
Do you remember Joshua? The Joshua. We had a bit of a incident with what we thought was a rat, but it turns out it was no rat at all. It was Joshua, you remember.
Dasani's like scratching his head and looking around. He's like, yeah, sure, totally. What's up, dude?
Wonderful.
Is he still in rat form, or is he a dude guy now?
I believe it. No, he has resumed human form.
Oh, I was asking Sarah. Sorry. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. He's sitting there. He has very rodential features. He's got a very pinched face. He has whiskers and fur still on his jawline. His ears are a little big on the side of his head. His hands are kind of held like he's got little claw paws close to his chest.
Now, Dasani, don't stare at his beady little eyes. It's not nice.
I wasn't staring. I was just getting a closer look.
Okay, well, stand back. Give the man a little bit of space. I would like to bring this man on in my employ as an assistant. I asked Zashul because he is the one that normally handles the contracts, and he informed me that the contracts with Acquisitions Inc. needed to go through Abernathy. And so I asked Abernathy, and he said that he needed the okay from the Decisionist. So what say you?
Sure. Are you going to pay him?
We can bring him on as an intern.
Wonderful.
Righteous. Welcome to the team, Dudette. And he puts his hand out.
Thanks! And he grabs your hand with his sweaty palm.
Dasani doesn't realize because his is also clammy.
Nice. Well, let's get you set up. I'll show you my quarters. We'll be spending lots of time there. We're going over various blueprints and drawings and whatnot. I'd like you to start thinking about what modifications you would make to a shield if you wanted to also use it as a primary weapon.
Okay. Am I talking too loud?
A little bit.
You are a bit loud, yes.
Okay.
It's much too quiet. What's that you said?
Okay.
Okay, we'll work on the modulation of your voice. Perhaps created some sort of item to regulate the modulation of your voice. Oh yes, I can see now with the vibration.
And I'll just start wandering upstairs.
He follows you.
Also, just out of curiosity, how many days has it been since we left town initially for the with the lizard folk?
I believe it's been 4.
Okay, I think my wine is ready.
I'd be willing to say that it is, even if we're off by a little bit.
Okay, yeah, this is the common wine though, not the liquor or the fine wine. Do I need to roll anything for this to see how it came out?
Did we already roll or no?
We rolled for the ale.
Okay, yeah. Then let's see what we got. Yeah, all right. Roll me brewer's tools if we haven't rolled for it yet. You just have a DC 12. There you go.
Wonderful.
Go, Joshua. I'm very excited. Here, have a taste.
Wow.
He does, and you see him wobbling on his feet.
No, that's enough for you, I guess. Do me a favor, fill this wineskin and bring it down post haste.
He does so without a word.
I'll run back downstairs screaming.
The wine's ready. The wine's ready.
Righteous, pour me up a cut, man.
And as soon as Joshua comes down, I will serve wine to whoever is interested.
Sonny's first in line.
Grox will happily participate, and in the company that they are currently in, will remove their hood, revealing goat-like features. They're clearly a satyr. And will make themselves comfortable and get quite drunk.
Throw their hooves up.
All right. Anything else happening before you guys take a long rest?
As we're having some beverages together, I'll show my arm to Zashel and say,
Zashel, look, it's all better.
Excellent. What was it? How did you fix the issue?
You talked to someone and they did a bit of magic.
Well, good. I'm glad that it's resolved. Hopefully it will be a lot less itchy now.
Yeah, they said I was gonna turn into like a furry dog turtle.
Krennic, do you remember Joshua?
Oh, hello, Joshua.
Hi!
Yeah, Joshua will be working with us in the future. So perhaps a little more delicate description of what might have happened had we not talked to the priest at the Temple of Procon. Thank you. Joshua, join me over here, please.
He is hovering next to you.
Sasha looks confused at what the hell just happened, and...
Okay.
Well, I will raise a glass. Everybody join me. Okay, here we go. This is a toast that Lucky and I used to do. Too bad Lucky can't be here with us.
Did she die?
The first part of Krellick's drunken toast is unintelligible.
some play guitar, some beat on barrels, some dance on bars. So turn over the tables and smash out the lights, 'cause tonight we're going to...
The last part of Krellick's drunken toast is unintelligible.
Is there anything else you guys are doing for the night?
I would like to talk to Yap when she retires to her room.
Okay, well, Joshua, I'm not sure what we're going to do in terms of sleeping arrangements. We will rig something up perhaps tomorrow.
I can
But
sleep on the floor in the hall.
yeah, for the time
Maybe
being,
you can turn into a rat and sleep on this pillow.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, see, what a wonderful idea. Okay, nighty night.
Yeah, as soon as you're in your room, I'll knock on the door.
What's that one? Hello, Joshua. I thought you would be okay on the pillow.
Oh, he's fine. It's actually me.
Oh, Vicaris, please come in.
Yeah, so you seem to be someone ahead of your time as far as making things and researching things and
Yes.
just kind of a general know-it-all about everything. And I was wondering, I currently find myself changing often, which is something I appreciate. But there are some times where I come, let's call it unprepared for the day's activities. And I was wondering if you could, if we could work on something that can either help me manage it or stole something to change it to a particular one that particular day. Am I making any sense?
Well, I think there are a variety of things that we could perhaps investigate. Perhaps there are particular items that you could carry on your person where you could store resources from one form so that when you change into another, they're still available to you. Perhaps, I don't know how it would work, but I could begin investigating whether or not there is some way to suppress the changes that you go through so that it's more controllable. Are things like that what you're talking about?
I guess I'm looking for something more to not suppress the change, but control the change. Like, for instance, if I show up as one day and we happen to get in a battle, I, in particular, would like to return for that.
I see. So it's neither an object to store particular resources nor to suppress the change from one form to another, but to manifest that change more at your will than by chance, yes?
Exactly. Something not to store my resources, but to store the personality in general and evoke that when necessary.
Well, it would be very challenging, but you've come to the right person, I think.
And Yop will pull out her wand of endless ink and is just start scribbling.
The great news is if we don't do this, we fail miserably. I'm in the exact spot where I'm at, and that seems to suit me just fine.
Yes, but
Yeah, very low stakes as I see it.
no, it's been you're wonderful the way you are. Yes, no question. But let's see if we were to get some stones that had a little bit.
And she trails off and is just now full in brainstorming mode.
Oh, should I? I'll go. See you tomorrow.
Yes, well, perhaps with some platinum coils and wrapped around. That's very interesting.
And I'll leave the room, not particularly quietly, but I assume she doesn't hear me anyways.
You see that the pillow is empty when you walk out into the hall.
I do nothing with that information.
Can I check to make sure Rage Fang is doing okay?
He's been eating some of the weed.
Oh, he's doing real good then.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay, cool.
Anyone else?
Dasani, are you reasonably sober at the moment to have a discussion?
He looks up at him. Sure, dude. What's up?
If you could join me outside, I think this is probably a conversation better handled in private.
Lead the way, dude.
We're literally just going through the door right here. Are you sure you want to have this conversation now?
Yeah. Sure. What's it about?
Well, it's about you and your time here with Acquisitions Incorporated, your feelings on what you might see as the future you have here, and especially your role here as Decisionist.
Are you firing me?
I do not have the power to fire you. We've been over this. Maybe we should do this in the morning.
Okay, dude. Sure.
It's
And his
just
eyes are glossing over.
it's just well, the role of Decisionist is very important, and it's not that I don't think you're capable of doing it, but I'm sort of curious if you are in fact comfortable in the role of Decisionist.
Yeah, dude. No, not at all.
So
Wait,
wait,
what was the question?
do you want to be the Decisionist for this franchise?
No, dude. I don't think it's in your best interest.
Okay, but don't worry about my best interests.
Or
This is-
anybody's at that matter.
Wait. Okay, but then why did you agree to be Decisionist? I have to admit, you have thrown me completely for a loop here.
I mean, I can do it, but I feel like I'm doing it as the team. I always ask what's best for all of us, and I feel like I've done a good job. But I did it as a favor to myself. And he takes another sip of his wine.
Okay, maybe enough of that. Maybe enough of the wine for just a minute. Well, you know what? No, here you go. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Maybe we can just go out the other side on that.
Okay, cheers.
Yeah, yep. There you go. Cheers. Haha. Okay. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong, from what I understand, as Decisionist, with speaking to the other franchisees. We are a team. We should always be a team. And not everything, needs to be fully the decision of the Decisionist. We're still individuals. But you do understand, and Zashel is just watching Dasani drink and just sputtering. Okay. I'm completely thrown here. Okay. What I'm trying to get at, Dasani, is the Decisionist has to be able to make snap decisions. Can you see what I mean? Like,
Do you want my job?
I do. I don't want or not want your job. I just want to make sure
it is
that.
decided you have my job.
Okay,
You
you
decide.
can't. No, you can't decide. That's not a decision you can make. That's Abernathy again.
But I'm the decisionist.
Yeah. Tell you what I'm really trying to get at is you have all our backing, but every once in a while, I'm going to need you to really. I need you to understand that. You know what? You know what? We'll have this talk another time. Good talk, Dasani. Good talk. Glad you're here.
Glad to be here, mate. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Are you gonna be up to? Let's get you upstairs to your room. Let's get you upstairs.
And the song is just like everywhere, all over the place.
Satchel will do his best to get Dasani up to his room.
Hey, we're trying to have a nightcap. Are you flirting with me?
What? No.
Somebody's flirting.
Dasani, you are a child. That's inappropriate.
Hey, I'm a grown man.
No,
See my shoes?
What?
I bought them.
Satchel walks away. This is too much. I don't know how to respond to this. Here's your room. Good night.
Good night. And he falls to the floor. I can't look at them. I have to pee so bad when I'm laughing.
That's my favorite part of this entire campaign.
Funny. Honest to God, I'm literally in like real life drinking a cocktail and like acting this out as I'm doing it.
I think, Andrew, you and I need to go to Whisper Channel if you're still available. Or do you have to go? Okay, all right, hold on.
Oh my god.
I bought these shoes.
I don't think that's good for you. That's a good idea for you.
Oh my
That
god.
conversation killed me. Like, man, I wish I was there to go, Zashel. Maybe you should stop talking to him drunk.
There's no way my roommate didn't hear it when you laughed.
And I've decided you're the precisionist.
You're the precisionist. Yeah.
Zashel is very precise.
Oh man.
Doc is gonna have all our jobs at the end of this campaign.
That complete. Oh my god.
So good.
Amazing.
And Ted, it was so great that you went into it and were clearly like trying to boost him up and be like, look, we're all a team. This is your role. Like, we've got your back. Sometimes you're going to have to make a call and we're all going to be fine with it. Like, you can do it. And he was just like, no, it's fine. Like, you're in charge. Bye. I'm drinking.
Okay, so while he's not here, but Giark is recording, so he'll hear it later. This was totally going to be kind of like a fake me out. Do you want to be decisionist? Yes. I don't think you should be decisionist. And then if he says, what? Why? It's no. If you want to be decisionist, you should just say, too bad. Like,
right.
Trying to get him to be assertive type deal. Completely out the window. Completely gone. Was
in the best way possible.
Absolute best way possible.
You know, I don't even think sober Dasani would react the way you think he would he?
I mean, maybe not. Maybe not at all. But like that was the intention that Zashel would have on this conversation. Like, I'm trying to get you to start being assertive. You're the decisionist. You're the leader. You need to get on this. And so by kind of, I don't want to say reverse psychologying him into, but kind of along those lines, the idea
You're
of
just testing him to see if he would.
exactly.
Just setting up a nice simple example.
Himself. And then just getting drunk to Sonny. You're the decisionist. I decided.
Yeah. I really like the idea of like he says
Technically
that.
halfway what I wanted because you decided and you
Right.
made it. But that's not a decision you can make.
I really like the idea of he says those words and like a clock strikes 12 somewhere. Like it has happened. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh man, that was too good.
I bought these shoes on my own. I bought these shoes. I'm an adult. I bought shoes and everything.
It was so fucking good.
Oh man. Hey, you know what we forgot to do this session? Ask Lucky how she's doing. Like, hey, what's up? What's up with your whole business? On the plus side, though, thank you, Adam, for curing my curse.
We're back.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because two other people in this group who could cure it if we knew it was a curse. But yeah,
For free. For free.
great.
well.
Yeah. You know, when it comes up later, Lauren will go, "Wait, I could have just done that if you told me what it was." Right.
Eh.
I want to hear.
Okay. Anything else happening?